Hi guys, this is Binary Options Trading, and today we are here with a bit complicated strategy that actually it's easy for the easy situations, but for the hard situation it's hard strategy, you know that. And I'm gonna tell you more about the indicators. Today we're gonna use the super trend, the ATR, and the Williams. Not the most popular, not the most common indicators, but anyway, I'm gonna show you how to use that. Maybe you can use some of them or one of them in your own strategies. Let's go. So let's start now. And the time is going to be 1 minute. And with the candles, I'm going to show you with the 30 seconds period. And with the indicators, I'm going to add some fresh one with these strategies, because as I told you before, when you change the period, you change the strategy. It's not working, just like you can easily change something and think it's going to be working in any cases you want. Not like that. So the first is super trend, the second one is ATR, and the third one is Williams. I think I used all of these indicators separately before in my previous videos. And this is how our chart again will be looking today. And it's quite nice. And what is we are having here? The super trend, it is just for the common trend. And for the whole chart behavior and stuff like that. With the Williams, we are actually making attention and paying attention to the situations just when the green line, where is it regarding those two orange lines, it's actually important here. It doesn't work like the same as the ATR. But the whole strategy, I'm going to explain you more on the bats. It seems like more informative in that cases. So let's start with the super trend. I actually not quite a fan of this indicator because with this period especially, it looks like crazy. Sometimes I'm getting, because it's changing the green, the orange. I just personally like when it's perfectly visible for me without any, specific attention. So I made my bet, the first one, for a downward movement, but actually here it's perfectly seen. Why? The super trend just showing us that we are getting down and we are entering here, not in the beginning of the trend, but in the middle of the trend. But when we are entering at that point, we should be quite sure that these trends are not going to be changing any soon, or not going to be changing drastically just in a minute. So we are not expecting any crosses of the indicators or just some changes like that. So it actually our first bet and our first profitable bet with this strategy. I am a little bit not confused, but a little bit and more more words to give you information about that. But with the all bets that we are having following, it's gonna be more understandable. Let's go next. So here, just look at the chart. I am here just to complain about the chart we are having today. Again, we are entering just in the middle of the trend. The super trend is showing us like that. So the orange candle is the huge for the, lately, for this last and late period. And with the Williams, it actually below the orange line. So the chart adjusts at the lowest point. And with the ATR, it actually also showing us that we are going down. So all three indicators here, when it's combined, it's perfect situation. Let's wait for the result here. So what we are actually seeing here, the chart started to rise. Why is that? And no, it started to fall. So this is actually, these small changes, not the whole strategy, but the small changes is perfectly guessable by the Williams. And this is more for that than for the common trend. With the super trend and with all these indicators combined, it's more informative about the big the big movements. And here we are with the 30 seconds candle. So we are more for the actually massive changes than the small volatility or stuff like that. Let's go next. And what we are seeing here, here's the situation that I told you to avoid with this strategy. This is the high volatility. I'm just going to show you how I am, what I'm doing in that situations. And here with the ATR and Williams, and I got that at the point that all three indicators were showing us that we are getting down, and with these high volatility cases, you need to actually catch the combination. This is important here. And now with this green candle, it looks like all messed up, but actually I think we entered just at the right point. Let's see. And here's a few seconds left, and we are still in so tricky position, but ATR showed us that at the moment we are gonna be, yes, with the profit that we are having. And sometimes the strategy is like that. You need to actually predict the indicators movement also. So you need to predict how it's gonna be, not in the middle of your bet, because we have like 1 minute or 5 minutes, but just in the end. And some strategies, they're perfectly working for the prediction. When I say about the prediction, we are actually thinking about the chart at the end of our bet. And here with these small indicators, at the time of the volatility, it actually like that. It actually for that, just to predict how it's going to be in a minute, because the changes are too small, to be, predicting like it's going to be in, I don't know, in a minute or 5 minutes, or not in a minute, 5 minutes or more. So let's see more. This actual strategy is not that simple, but anyway. And here, perfect situation, all three indicators just showing that we are getting down, and we just entered, and let's see how it's gonna be for us. 4 bets and praying for the right result. And here, with all combined, as I told you before, with the massive movements, it's quite easy. But if you are at the high volatility, you need to be truly experienced and attentive. So here we got our profit, and we just in the perfect position, to say that this strategy is quite good one. So what we are having here, we made our bet for a downward movement, and even that we are seeing the last candle as a green one. But here's the ATR and the trend are looking downward. And actually with the Williams, at the moment when I just made a bet, it was just a little bit, upward. And this is actually what we are seeing at the chart. These green candles, this is the Williams actually. But we are playing here for the biggest trend, for the biggest indicator like ATR and super trend. So let's see. And I hope it's going to be profitable, because it's everything that I had and at that moment of time and that I earned at that strategy. So let's wait. And what we are actually seeing here, it just worked out with the ATR and the super trend for the big movement. And if you were attentive, you may see that here, and I'm having all of the profits just in a row. That's the great feeling, the greatest one. And if you were attentive, you may notice that I didn't zoom up, this chart actually today a lot, because I need the whole picture. With the super trend, we are more for the whole picture, and especially with this, long period of the candles. And okay, it's done when it's done. I'm actually feeling quite good about that strategy. And maybe it's a bit complicated, and if you have still something unclear, please text me. Or if you need some info about, sometimes what actually helping, and I may add it on my channel, when you are studying the indicator itself, what is that about, how it works in different strategies, because it actually, indicator is different for every different strategy. So all of that, all my links below this video or in my bio, that you can text me, you can ask me, you can give me comments, feedbacks, anything like that. I'm waiting for that. And let's stay tuned.